And welcome back to the baseline. And today we're doing our trade recap. The trade deadline was obviously this past Thursday. And joining me to do this recap is my buddy Al. And Al, how you doing?
Great, Jordan. Thanks for having me. Love talking baseball with you. And trade deadline is should be a national holiday in my mind. So I'm glad we had a couple days to digest this because my head's been spinning, and I think I still don't know if I've digested it all, but I've had a better opportunity to get settle some of it to settle into my brain, and I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. Which I gotta agree with you. I mean, you obviously have watched more baseball than I have, and but I think in for me, as far as I know, this is probably one of the best trade deadlines in a very long time.
Yeah, this was huge. It was. It was. There was a lot of big movement. It's funny because there are trade deadlines that are marked by certain things, and the one thing that didn't happen a whole lot in this trade deadline is top tier starting pitching on the move. But you had top players, and you had a massive. This is the by far. I don't remember any other trade deadline where you had this much top tier reliever movement ever.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, and there's been a lot of great names too. And it's not like like oh, okay, here's this reliever on the back end. They're like huge reliever names.
Yeah, massive, massive. One in particular we'll get to eventually that was highly unexpected to me. Another one that went to my team, which I'm thrilled about. Just some and a bunch of big names just moving. I mean, geez, what 6, 7, maybe 8 teams closers got moved somewhere around there. I mean, just big stuff and a lot of quality relievers aside from that. So yeah, big stuff.
I couldn't agree more. It's been fantastic as a baseball fan, and I know for you as a Philly fan, you're ecstatic.
Oh, I'm a 51-year old with a fake hip and a bad back, and I was doing cartwheels in my living room.
Oh, that's awesome. We'll love to see that. We'll love to see that.
Yeah, man, it's a shame there was no camera footage because it could have gone viral.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I'm excited to talk about these. So, yeah, let's get to it. So obviously not going back from the last podcast, we're gonna go down from where we left off with that, and the Blue Jays, an interesting team. I was wondering what they would have done, and they made kind of two key moves in my opinion. They got Sir Anthony Dominguez, and they also got Shane Bieber, who's still on rehab assignment. Um, I think both of those moves are very interesting.
Yeah, that's the right word. That is the interesting because you're acquiring a once great starting pitcher, who had one of the best seasons you'll ever see 3 or 4 years ago, who's coming off of Tommy John, and we see what happens with guys coming off of Tommy John. It's dicey, man, and he's been ramping up in the minors, and he's close to making his major league return, but he's doing it in the second half of a season, and usually it takes about half a season for these guys to get back. So it is and he's in his contract year. So this is a massive roll of the dice. It could pay off if they get anything resembling the good Bieber, but it's a massive roll of the dice. And speaking of rolls of the dice, Sir Anthony Dominguez is that in human form. He used to be he was a Phil for a long time, and he is a wild man. I mean, the dude misses bats like a champ. He also walks people like a champ, and when he is on, he is lights out. But he is the epitome of an up and down pitcher. So they really swung heavy here, and there's a chance for big return and to fall flat on their face. And I can't. It's going to be fascinating to see what they get.
Yeah, I agree. Just like like you said, I think out of the two, the Shane Bieber one kind of shocked me the most,
Yeah,
just because I mean they do have a good pitching staff, but I mean the saying goes you can never have too much pitching.
no doubt.
Um, but I also wonder know if this is more towards the lines of like Scherzer, because Scherzer, like, he has his moments, he doesn't, he's injured, he's okay as soon as he gets back. So I want to know if it's like more of a sense of like protection for that. Like if we can't go, okay, we still have Shane Bieber, coming back, and I don't know. Like it was very interesting of that. I didn't think they needed any help in the lineup because their lineup's just fantastic.
Yeah,
But I do agree that they did get the help they needed in the bullpen. But yeah, it's like you said, it's what Sir Anthony Dominguez are they gonna get?
yeah, he's a wild man, dude. Like he is fun to watch. He really is because he has some heat. He has some serious movement. Um, he's he's just he was on the Phils for, I mean, geez, it felt like what, 5 years or something. Yeah, exactly 5 years. Um, and he was all over the place. His his walks, it's not as bad as I guess I thought it was, but his whip is all over the place. Like, he averages about 20 walks a year and about 50 innings a year. Not great, but not horrendous. But and he strikes out more than an inning, a player an inning for his whole career. He's at 10.6 Ks per nine. So he's a really interesting guy, man. And he can help you. So, but he's been struggling. So I guess he's played 4 games for them so far, and given up 3 runs in 3 innings. But that's early, so we'll cut him some slack. He'll be all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with you. I think it's but to me, I think it's a good move, especially since now they're leading the American League East, which
Yeah,
I mean that's surprising in its own. um,
stunning to me. Yes,
and so yeah, I mean, I think just like you said, do what they can. I mean, I know they earlier this year they signed Vlad to that extension, so I'm guessing just also try to keep him happy and at least get to the playoffs. And we'll then see it from there, I guess.
that makes a lot of sense. And boy, was that. I'm glad you brought that up because wasn't that a bit of? I mean, I know we were starting to hear a little bit about it before it happened, like in the coming weeks, but a year ago, I don't know anybody that thought that that was a likelihood that they were going to keep Guerrero long term, and huge that they did. Huge.
Yeah, because I knew what the people were debating whether it be him or Bichette, and I even remember when spring training he was like, "I'm not talking until the end of the year," and what I think it was like April, maybe closer to May, he ended up signing that contract.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, boy, I guess you throw enough money out there, you pull the earplugs out of a guy's ear.
Yeah, right. So, but I don't know. I like the fit, and I'm very interested to see what they do towards the end of this year. See how great uh, they will be because the AL East is not as good as it used to be.
No, and it's very surprising how the East has gone this year so far. Um, the Yankees are going to be a factor the whole way through for sure. The Orioles are dead and buried. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but they are awful. Um, and the Red Sox, I don't know. They're there right now, but I don't know that they're going to be there. Well, I think it's going to come down to the Yankees and the Toronto personally.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have to agree.
Right on,
Although
right on.
it's funny that the Red Sox are playing better without Devers, which I never thought I would say that.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something? I mean, geez, what in the world? Who would have ever thought you get rid of a offensive force like that, and your team skyrockets in the rankings?
Yeah, right.
Man,
It's like the Yankees playing better without Aaron Judge.
yeah, and yes, and that would be insane. Yeah, that would be absolutely crazy.
All right. So our next move, kind of big move, really. an in division trade, which I thought this was interesting. Key Brian Hayes goes to the Reds, and they also get I'm blanking on his first name, but I got his last name here. Littell from
Oh,
Tampa.
Zach.
Zach Littell. Oh, that was funny because the day he got traded, he pitched that day too. So that was very interesting.
There's a couple examples of that. You know, there was a double header with, I forget who was it, Sir Anthony Dominguez, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's funny how some of those went, man. Yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. Um. Yeah. No, it was very weird. Which I don't think I've seen that a lot actually. To be honest.
No, it
Um.
doesn't happen much, and it happened a couple times this year, which is really funny.
No, it's that is very funny. Um. I don't know. I guess out of these two trades, I think Key Brian Hayes is the better one. Just because he's a great defender at third. He I mean, he doesn't really hit well, but when he's on, he's on. And I actually like this move. I like to see the Reds made moves, even though they were very little, because they're only a couple games out of the wild card spot.
Yeah, which and credit to them and Terry Francona for pulling that team together because they did not start off well at all, and they've slowly inched their way back in. Um, I will say though, I am not a Cabrian Hayes guy. I actually like the Littell trade better personally. Littell has a 3.58 ERA and a 1.1 WHIP, and that's going to help almost any team. Um, and he's been pretty consistent throughout his career. Like that's pretty much his ERA is 3.8 and 1.2 for his career. So you're pretty much getting what he is. So it's not like you're trading high or anything. But Cabrian Hayes, do you know his OPS is this year? This is
No,
unbelievable.
I don't think I've seen that.
575.
Oh wow.
His his slugging percentage is 297. He has the power of my sister when she was 3, because she was a good softball player. So I can't say he had the power of her when she was a teenager. And now, uh, listen, he's going to help anybody's defense, and maybe playing in that bandbox can get him some sort of offensive resurgence. But he was a once enticing and long time disappointing guy. So I'm not a big Cabrian Hayes guy. It was funny. I went and saw a concert yesterday. I took my mom to see this Kenny Rogers tribute show,
Hmm.
and in a local theater, and there's a guy walked in with a Pirates jersey, Cabrian Hayes, and I thought to myself, well, that's kind of funny. He's wearing that jersey the couple days after he got traded, and then in the middle of the concert, Jordan, there's a
Hmm.
guy. There's a guy named Don Gatlin who was being the Kenny Rogers. Okay, he's a good big country star in his own right, but doing the Kenny Rogers thing on this tour, and he's talking in between songs, and he looks at the guy and he goes, "Man, kind of funny you're wearing that jersey when that guy just got traded." He called him out on it in the middle of the show. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
He was obviously a big baseball fan because you wouldn't know that if you. I mean, who knows Cabrian Hayes if you're not a big baseball fan? So I thought that was a riot, and the guy just started laughing, and they went back and forth about it a little bit. I thought that was great. I got baseball news at a Kenny Rogers tribute show.
Yeah, right. That's so cool. Oh, that's so awesome. I love it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, oh, oh wow. That I would have been embarrassed to be honest with you. Um,
I know, man. How about that, man? I thought that was it cracked me. The guy took it well. He took it very well, and they just had a little fun back and forth. So it was funny.
yeah, no, that's hilarious. I love that. Oh my god. Oh wow. Well, tells you much about about that.
Yeah,
Baseball's everywhere.
that's right, man. That is right. That is awesome. America's sport, baby.
Yep, 100%. Um, yeah. So yeah, but like I said, good moves for the both the Reds. I guess just fight for it as you can. Because I want to say they're like 2 games out with the last wild card. Last time I checked. So
Yeah, that sounds right.
you know, I mean, I would love to see them get into the playoffs. They're such a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they are. I wouldn't mind that either. I wouldn't mind that either. They have some fun guys for sure. Yeah, that's going to be that they didn't move the needle a ton in the trade deadline, but they got a couple. They got a real solid ad with Hotel in my mind, and they got a guy who can help you on D with Hayes for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Um, let's see. What do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the because I'll save like the bigger moves until later. So
Hmm.
we have more time. The Tigers, dude. I feel like they had a disappointing trade deadline. They got the relief pitcher Montero from the Braves. They got Chris Paddock from the Twins. Who else did they get? I know they made,
Charlie, 100-year-old Charlie Morton.
yeah, which that move to me, it made no sense. Like I knew they needed help, but I didn't think they would not make any moves at all.
Yeah, I mean, like the probably their best move to me would be the Kyle Finnegan ad for their bullpen. He's been solid for the, not awesome, but solid for the Nationals. Yeah, I'm not in love with their trade deadline at all. I mean, they added some depth, which you can make a case for sure. It's not a bad thing to add depth, but is the depth quality depth? It depends. I mean, Chris Paddock is up and down his whole career. Charlie Morton was once awesome. I mean, I love Charlie Morton, but not anymore. Um, Seawald's a decent reliever. I have to see Rafael Montero's how he's this year he's doing because I'm very familiar with him, but I don't know how this year has been. Let me take a quick peek at that before I make any final judgments. Yeah, he's been terrible. He's got an ERA of 5.4. So,
Oh
uh,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, they got a lot of bodies. Put it that way.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Like, I don't know what else to say because it's like
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
it's shocking that like even last night I was watching the Sunday night baseball game and
Mhm.
people were saying, oh, like this could potentially be a World Series uh uh game this year, which was the Phillies and Tigers, which I could obviously see, but I don't know. I felt like the Tigers, they have a great lineup. I like all their young kids who I want to say all these young kids are there's so much pressure on them because I think they got drafted within the last couple of years. Like I think Riley Green was in 2025. He made his debut 2 years later, or 2020, sorry, and then he made his debut a couple years later. So like, yeah, there's pressure on these guys, and they added Baez, who's doing great, which still sounds weird to say that in 2025.
I
Um,
can't believe it. What got into him this year, man?
I don't know, but like I'm I feel like I'm watching him when he was with the Cubs again. Like
I
something
can't believe it.
something clicked,
Good
and
for him. Good for him because you're right. Something clicked. Yep, and it's been a
and all
long time,
yeah, and also he's playing center field.
which is weird. That I mean, I had to do a double take when I saw that for the first time. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
And so like you had that. Torkelson's actually doing better than he was the last couple years.
Hmm.
Uh, Glaber was actually just being Glaber. He's always been good at um at the plate. And but then like the reason I'm kind of iffy with them is because they only really have one good starting pitcher, and that's Torkelson, who's on the verge to win his uh, back-to-back Cy Youngs. But after that, the rotation's kind of eh.
I'm with you, man. 100%. They are here. Do you know that they are 20? Wait, let me just double check, make sure I have this number right. They are 27-26 since June 1st.
Holy cow!
Now they started off hot, and that's why they still have a. Well, where is that lead still at 8, or where are they now? I have it here. Yeah, because they're in the most mediocre of divisions, they still have an 8 game lead after being 1 game over 500 for 2 months.
Yeah,
So
it
they're
act-
gonna win the division. I'd be stunned if they don't. But I right now I have a hard time seeing them as much of a threat in the playoffs to when they get against some of the better teams.
I agree. Yeah,
There's not a whole lot of teams I would pick them to win a series over, except some of the wild cards, maybe the low end of the wild cards.
yeah, I have to agree with you.
Right on.
Especially with these what some of the big teams that made fantastic moves, which we'll get to in a minute. Yeah, I can't see them getting far.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah, like yeah, I agree with you. Maybe like if they are like one of the wild card teams, because like there's always like the division that goes into the wild card. I could see them maybe being that. I can't see them getting at least to the championship series.
No. I'd be if they win more than one round, I'll be very surprised. Unless you never know. Maybe they get hot again. If they go into the playoffs like they started the season, I'll reevaluate. But the team I'm
Mm,
seeing right now is not scary at all in the playoffs.
no, the only to me the only thing that's scary is Terrence Scoobel. He's
Yeah, he's
insane.
unbelievable. He's unbelievable, man. He really is. He is an absolute beast, and one of my few preseason predictions that ever that might come true because I picked him to win the Cy Young.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't even remember who I picked for the Cy Young. I'll have to go
Who'd
back
you
and
pick?
look.
I don't remember anymore. Who'd you
I
pick?
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the problem. I remember how I picked the teams I picked for the World Series, which I don't think is coming true, but I don't remember any of the people I picked for the awards.
Oh, that's so funny, man. That's so funny. Yeah, I don't remember who I picked in the. Oh no, I picked Zach Wheeler in the NL, which is looking iffy right now. He's been good, but not lock for Cy Young good.
Yeah, right. Um, all I remember is that for the AO, I think I picked Mike Trout, which that was a bad idea. But um,
I loved the thought, and man. By the way, I'll just throw this out there now, so I don't forget to say it later. How sad is it to just watch him waste his career away in L.A.?
yeah, no, it's sad. Wait, but
I respect the loyalty, but it bums me out too.
he did. He usually when he gets asked to about a trade, usually kind of brushes it off. But the last time he got asked, he kind of didn't brush it off.
Well, what did he say? Because I'm used to the brush off.
Um, oh
Was it a
my
little
god,
more open about it?
yeah, because they asked him about because I think it's just people are kind of obvious at this point that if he ever got traded, it will be to Philadelphia because he's from there,
Yep.
and so they asked him about that, and he kind of said, if I remember correctly, he's like, this will be a great place to play. The fans are great, and I could tell by the atmosphere here they respect the team. But then he
Wow.
kind of said something. He's like, but right now I'm focusing on the Angels. So I'm like, he kind of really didn't brush it off.
Man, that's new because and as I say that it's sad that's happening, it's on him as much as the Angels because he's said he wants to be there, and I respect the loyalty. It's just such a shame to me that one of the best players of his generation is just wasted on a team that's never in contention.
Yeah.
It's not the team being jerks. It's just his choice to be loyal. Um, but boy, if he's moving off of that oh man, and this would have been the perfect time for him to go to Philly. It would have been awesome if he had gone to Philly at this trade deadline. Holy
I,
mackerel,
I
that would have
could
been so cool.
I could probably see maybe the off season if Philadelphia maybe look around and maybe if like get their pieces that they need and then just throw it out of proportion and get Mike Trout. Like I could probably see that.
I
Um,
would I would love it. He would go over so big in Philly, being a
yeah,
hometown
because
guy.
I I want to say at least this is my opinion. the main focus may be maybe to try to re-sign Schwarber. Um,
Oh, it is 100%, and that takes priority over everything because
so
Schwarber is a monster.
I'm thinking maybe if they get him signed, then right there, all bets are off. So maybe they could get Trout. Like maybe if they maybe look into Kyle Tucker and if they can't get him, your second option is Trout.
Yeah, man. And Trout, the interesting thing about Trout is he had he has he signed through 2030
Yeah,
at an average salary of 37 million a year. And he's not that player anymore. So it might be one of those things, like a trade we'll talk about later, where the Anaheim would have to eat part of that contract, but they would save. I mean, geez, I can't do that math. I'm not that smart, but 37.1 million times 5 seasons is a lot of money.
yeah.
So maybe they'd be willing to pay a little bit of that, which would make it a little more feasible for the Phils with all the giant contracts they have on that team. So anyway,
Yeah.
whatever might get it done, it would thrill Philly, it would be just
Well,
awesome to see. And they have a massive weakness in the outfield, so it would be make sense.
well, and also just think about it. In my opinion, um, like before Judge and Otani, you'll have the two best players in baseball around what like 2010 and on because him and
Yeah,
Harper, I think that's a
yeah.
dream scenario.
Well, they came up within weeks of each other back in whatever year that was,
Yeah, I want to say
because I
15.
remember. Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember I picked up. They came up with literally within weeks of each other, and I picked up Trout, and a buddy of mine picked up Harper in fantasy, and and we reaped the rewards. Especially me because Trout was even better that season. But yeah, no, he's just and one of the most fun players to watch. Just a great guy by all accounts. He's at every home Eagles game, just about that. Every one he can be at that's not affected by the baseball season. So it would just be a massive fun move for Philly. It would be cool.
Yeah, um, yeah, I agree. Unless, like I said, unless he sits down and talks because and see what the future holds because they also got that stupid contract with Anthony Rendon, who I don't care for.
Oh, oh, it's crazy that contract.
Yeah, but I want to say he's got like either he's a free agent this year or in 2026 he's a free agent. So
He's
maybe they,
signed a 7-year deal in 2019. So I think maybe that adds up to one more year.
yeah. So maybe like they could just let him go and then try to see if they can add pieces. But otherwise, I don't know, I'm going heavily with what he said, which he did not debunk a trade to Philly.
Which he might as well have waved a flag saying "Get me out of here" the way he's been locked down on that for forever. So yeah, I'm with you. That's actually I'm glad you said that because I think I saw that headline. It was just like, oh, Mike Trout's going to talk about how he doesn't want to get traded again, and I just ignored it. So I'm glad you said that because he that's big news. Him not saying that he doesn't want to get traded is huge.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's very huge. It gets me excited for the like I said, the off season to see if maybe maybe he will get traded.
Yeah, man, absolutely. By the way, Rendon's OPS this year is worse than Cabrian Hayes.
Yeah, because I think he played what like 2 games.
Well, for him, he played like an unbelievable amount. He's played 57 games, which I my eyeballs almost popped out of my head as I was frantically looking it up on Baseball Reference. He's played 57 games this year, which if he plays one more game, Jordan, it'll tie him for the most games he's played in the season since 2019.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Holy holy
How
shit!
crazy is that, man?
That's insane.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
He signed that contract and hasn't played more than 58 games since he became an Angel.
oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, that's wild. That is wild.
Oh, that. Oh, I don't like him.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh, I love it, man. That's so awesome.
Uh, let's see. What can we, yeah, we have most of most of the trades are these big trades. So I guess we're going
Yeah,
to the big trades now.
let's do it.
I'm gonna start with the biggest trade that happened that I think shocked the world, honestly, because I think it was gonna happen. I just didn't think it was gonna happen this quick. And that's Mason Miller and JP Sears go to the San Diego Padres.
Unbelievable. I was stunned, absolutely stunned. Yeah, I did not see it happening. And give them credit, give the A's credit here because as they are just like the whole situation with their stadium and where they're moving and all that stuff is a complete disaster, and the franchise looks really inept in that whole situation. They made a move here that I applaud. I applaud it on both ends. I applaud it on San Diego's end because they get a top notch reliever and a mid tier starter in one move, and I applaud it on the A's end because they got the number 3 overall prospect in baseball plus another 3 guys in San Diego's top 12 or 15 in their organizational rankings. So heck of a move on both parts because Mason Miller, what are you going to do? Save games for a crappy team until your contract's up? So they have some young, good position players budding in that organization. So add DeVries to that in a couple years when they're out of their current situation, hopefully. And it's a great move on both parts. I thought.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Mason Miller get traded, I was thinking Suarez was gonna get traded. But he didn't. Or and
Hmm.
even Dylan Cease didn't get traded. So in my mind, now that this move has had a couple days to sell, I think the Padres have the best bullpen in all of baseball.
They do. I mean, they had the best ERA, team ERA in the bullpen by a lot. Their team ERA in the bullpen is like 2.7, 2.7. And so whoever the worst guy was in an already great bullpen just got shuttled out for one of the best relievers in baseball. So they made the best bullpen even better, dramatically better. So yeah, I can't argue with that. I would make the same case.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Also there's a thing because I don't know if you heard this too. I mean I heard it, but then once he got traded, I heard more of it. So I think maybe this is why they had him. They kept Suarez. But if it's true, I don't like it. There's also speculation that Mason Miller wanted to become a starter.
Yes, I've heard some of that. Yes.
Um, so like almost because like the Padres do have two starters that are free agents. Does this move also make it next year that Mason Miller does become a starter, or do you? Because me personally, I think they should keep him in the bullpen.
I mean, I have a hard time. I'm with you. I have a hard time wanting to make a move with a guy that's already proven to be great at something.
Yeah,
Now there are exceptions to that. I mean, Dennis Eckersley had been a great starter before he became a great closer. Now there was also some alcoholism bouts in between that led to that, and there was extenuating circumstances. But that's one of the more dramatic examples of greatness, also or really goodness translating into greatness when they made the switch. But I'm with you. I wouldn't do it personally. I did find it interesting that they used Miller as a setup guy in his first appearance, and Suarez still as a closer. I wasn't sure what they would do there.
yeah, I was surprised by that too. Um,
Yep, I
I,
really
I
was.
mean, I guess if you have him, you could just every once in a while just switch, or if Suarez needs a day off, Miller does close. I don't. Either way, it's if the San Diego Padres have a lead, it be watch out for the eighth and ninth inning because no matter how they do it, it's you're not scoring any runs.
right there with you, man. I mean, and Suarez is no slouch. I mean, he is a beast himself. So yeah, it is. You are bringing some fire, man. I mean, you got you got two guys that strike. I mean, Suarez is having his a great strikeout year. He's always been very good, but this is his one of his first years where he's over a strikeout per inning. And we know what Mason. I mean, Mason Miller is one of the biggest strikeout per inning guys in baseball. So yeah, that is. I think. I mean, they set themselves up to win that division. They set themselves up to take over the Dodgers. I'm going to predict it right now.
You know what, Al? I have to agree with you. Just how um the Dodgers been. I mean, yes, Blake Snell's what I think in his last pitching effort. Coming back from I want to say like April, May. Yes, he struck out 8, but he did not look good. Tyler Glass now is not that good anymore, really. And I feel like every time the Dodgers got on a hot streak, immediately the next series they don't play well.
They've been incredibly. I mean, it's hard. It's funny to say that a team that has I think still what is it, a two game or 3 game lead has been disappointing, but they have been three
Yeah,
game lead. They're they threw a ton of money at that bullpen situation and it hasn't panned out. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. They are just every year it looks like they have too many good players for their roster and then they never have enough. It's weird.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Because I don't know. I don't know. They didn't even really make moves, which is weird because I've always trying to figure what they're gonna do, but they didn't really make any moves. They really do need bullpen help, which they had one guy who we'll get to in a minute, Stewart. Um, they got him, but like I don't know. This is just it's a weird year for the Dodgers.
It is. It's been very very weird is the right word. It really is because I mean all the big bullpen ads didn't pan out, man. I mean everybody wanted the guy from what's his I'm blanking on his name right now. The guy from the Rays. Um, ah, I'll find
Oh,
it. Bear with me.
um, it's oh my God, Fairbanks, Peter Fair, is that his name?
Yes, thank you.
Um,
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the wrong team. Tanner Scott.
oh yes, right.
I mean, everybody wanted him, myself included. I mean, everybody wanted him, and his ERA's in the fours.
Yeah, which is very weird since last year he was basically a really great really a closer. He was phenomenal.
He had an ERA of 1.75 for crying out loud. That's why everybody wanted him, and he had 2 years in a row of very good success. 2.31 ERA, 1.75 ERA. Goes to the Dodgers, 4.14. Man, relief pitching is one of the most frustrating things to figure out. And that's why when some of the guys who are very consistent and very good went this year, it was huge, absolutely huge. Um, yeah, I wouldn't have guessed the Dodgers would have needed relief help going into the trade deadline, but
Yeah,
they did. It's wild.
right. And then I think a day late, like I think a couple days ago, they lost Kirby Yates, so they lost another relief pitcher.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great call. Yep,
Yeah.
great call.
And I do want to say this one thing because I watch a lot of the MLB Network. Um,
Hmm.
and I mean everyone's familiar with him. Dan Flesak, um,
Yep, absolutely.
one of the smartest people I've ever seen on television, and he made a good point. And I remember the people he was with were trying to fight him on it, but like a lot of people were like, "Oh, because they have too much straight pitching, they could do that thing where, oh, they say the guy's hurt, but he's actually not." And he was even saying he's like, but he's not the dude. For example, Snell and Glass now are not facing live pitching. They're facing their own guys. He goes, it's a lot more different when you have when you're facing your own team compared to when you're facing a team that's trying to beat you.
Absolutely.
So like
Absolutely, man.
even if this was done on purpose, I think it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I agree completely. I absolutely agree completely. Yeah, it's that's the thing is like they always have like 7 or 8 starters going into a season, and they got rid of Dustin May, who's been one of those guys who's been hurt a ton, but also been the sixth or seventh guy, you know, doing what you're talking about. So yeah, it's a fascinating way of approaching it, and it hasn't worked out real well.
No, and I think um, even when they if they get to the Padres, because last year I know San Diego almost took them out in the
Hmm.
first round.
Yep.
I think if they do meet each other, San Diego's going is beating them.
I'm with you. I mean, I'm going to pick them now. Like I think I picked a Dodger Yankee World Series. But I would if I'll change that right now. I really like what San Diego did. I think the Phillies and the Mets can contend. I don't think that highly. I mean, maybe the Cubs too. Maybe the Cubs too. I don't want to discount them, but I'm not huge on them. But yeah, there's like it's going to be an interesting NL. Very interesting NL.
Yeah, and even Milwaukee, because even though they're a little banged up, I still give them the credit because
No, I
uh,
forgot about them. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point.
um, I'm blanking on that pitcher's name, but he's freaking phenomenal. Um,
The rookie.
yeah,
Yep. He just went on the IL though. Um
yeah.
dang it.
So,
What's the heck's his name? The guy, by the way, I never got to say this on a podcast, so I'll say it now. The guy who ridiculously took Christopher Sanchez's place on the All-Star team.
oh yeah, I've heard that.
That's he had 5 starts at the time.
Yes, yes, I remember
And
that.
Christopher Sanchez has better stats than Zach Wheeler this year. He is, I mean,
Holy
Zach's still their
cow!
ace because of his history. Yeah, you want to hear Christopher Sanchez the season that Christopher Sanchez didn't make the All Star team with? Check this out, dude. Where is he? Dang it! Oh, I spelled it wrong. How do you spell Christopher wrong? Jeez, Al. Oh man.
We'll blame it on the internet.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. Go way to have my back. So Christopher Sanchez's year this year, 10-3 with a 2.4 ERA and a 1.07 whip, 145 strikeouts in 138 innings, and they took a rookie who had 5 starts in the All-Star game over him, which I thought was crazy.
That's insane. I'll predict it. In 2 years, he'll be the Phillies ace. Oh, do we lose out?
Shoot, I'm sorry, I got a phone call there. If you couldn't hear me for a second, sorry about
Oh
that.
no, no, you're good. No,
And
I was
you probably
saying
couldn't hear me say it's Jacob Mizorowski, by the way, is the guy we're trying to think of his name.
that's his name. I wanted to call him the Miz, but then every time I say the Miz, I think of the wrestler.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Um,
he's not married to one of the Bella twins.
no, um, no, but I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying in a couple years because of that news of Zach Wheeler was going to retire in 2 years. Um, I think you got to make Sanchez the ace of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he is. I've just watched him become just phenomenal. You know, in 3 years ago, he started 18 games and had a 3.44 ERA, 1.04 WHIP. Then he went 3.32 with a 1.2 WHIP. And then this year, I read the stats, and he is now a legit contender for an ace. If he wasn't on a team that already had an ace, he'd be an ace. So they have a heck of a 1-2 punch going into the play. I mean, they arguably have the best starting pitching in baseball. especially when they get Aaron Nola
Yes.
back.
Oh yeah, that's right. I always forget about Aaron Nola. I don't know why. Um,
Well, also forgets how to play every other year. Aaron Nola. Have you ever looked at his every other year thing? Because it's freaking crazy.
I don't think I have.
Oh, check this out, dude. This is nuts. This is a little side tangent, but it's worth it because it is nuts. So Aaron Nola since 2020. Okay. In
Mm,
2020, now he only started 12 games because of an injury, but he had a 3.28 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. Very good. The next
mm.
year, 4.63 ERA. The year after that, 3.25 ERA. Back to being great or good, solid. Then the next year, 4.46 ERA. The next year, 3.57. This year, before he got hurt and this is 9 starts, it wasn't just a handful of starts, 6.16 ERA. So he is every other year Aaron.
Wow! Holy cow!
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, dude. It's
That is
crazy.
crazy. Holy cow! I didn't realize. I didn't realize that. Holy.
I know, man. I mean, I know I'm very aware of it because I'm a Philly guy, but yeah, it's pretty
Mm.
freaking nuts.
Yeah, I'll
And
say.
by the way, every other year that I mentioned that was the good years, he finished at least top 11 in the Cy Young voting. And the other years he had ERAs over 4.
Jeez.
Isn't that something?
That yeah, yeah. I'll say. Holy cow. Um. Wow! I didn't realize it was every other year. Holy cow!
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, man. It really is. It's like clockwork. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'll say. Um. Well, since we've been talking about the Phils for a while, I mean, let's get your uh opinion on these two moves that they make. Harrison Bader and Duran, the closer from the Minnesota Twins.
Well, there's a case to be made that Duran was the best closer to get traded in this thing. It's your taste between him and Mason Miller. Duran's been a little more consistent for longer, but Mason Miller's upside and his one incredible year is hard to deny. So listen. I am ecstatic. Whether he's the best or second best closer that got traded is a matter of opinion. I'll take him. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He's 2 for 2 in saves since he came to Philly. And last night, I don't know if you saw this, he broke the radar gun record for the Phillies home stadium with he finished the game with a 103-mile-an-hour fastball.
Holy cow!
Yeah, man. I'm surprised he didn't break the catcher's hand. I mean, that's
Yeah, right. Oh, I can only
amazing.
imagine.
Now they paid for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something else, man. They certainly paid for him, Jordan. They gave up Mick Abel and Eduardo Tate, who were their number 4 and 6 prospect. But you're gonna, you have control of him for 2 more years, which is massive. That means they have David Dombrowski, who I like as a GM. He has his strengths and his weaknesses, and his biggest weakness has been assembling bullpens his whole career. And I mean, this is the guy that freaking they walked into the playoffs with Craig Kimbrell when they were a serious contender 2 years ago. They went into the playoffs with Craig Krim. I can't even say his name because I can't stand him. And he was 5 years past being a great closer by the time they did that, and it cost them the playoffs. And he's trotted out a bunch of maybes and nobodies as their closer since he's been there, and they finally got it right. So I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I could imagine. And also, because you said, his thing has been the bullpen. Whenever he's ready, that they also, I think they'll have a not a great but good 8 9 inning guys because they also got David Robinson earlier this year.
They got Robertson, which I love. They have Jose. Unfortunately, they don't have him for the playoffs because of his suspension, but they'll have Alvarado coming back in a couple weeks. Who's an excellent reliever. They have Matt Stram, who's great. They have Orion Kirkering, who's becoming better and better and is already very good. So they have in the regular season they'll have 5 outstanding relievers. Only 4 of them get to go to the playoffs because of Alvarado's suspension, but I feel better about their bullpen than I have in quite some time, and at the end they have just a lights out monster. So I am thrilled. Now, that being said, mediocre outfield edition, and they have a very the best thing you can say about the Phillies outfield this year is mediocre, and that might even be stretching it. It's probably subpar. So Harrison Bader is one of those guys. I mean, he's having one of his better years, but hopefully that doesn't mean they traded high on him and they get a regression the rest of the season. But you know, if they get what he put up for Minnesota the rest of this year, it's a solid ad for sure. If he regresses to what he's been the rest of his career, it's just another mediocre guy in the outfield. So hopefully they get the good Bader, but I wasn't overwhelmed by that, but I can live with it. But I was thrilled about the Duran edition.
Yeah, that I am as well. Just like you said, one of the best closers to get traded um, this year. Yeah, and I think that's and also the other thing I agree with you is that the Phillies have a solid starting pitching. They have a solid lineup. It's always been the bullpen, and I'm very happy that going into the October. I know we're a couple months away, but they actually do have a solid bullpen.
Yeah, it's almost a weird feeling for me as a Philly fan to feel good about the bullpen, but I like it.
All right. So we got the Phillies. Who else do we got to do? Oh yeah, there's more Padres news. What they had? Oh, no, I just lost it. Oh, O'Hearn, Ryan O'Hearn, and the outfielder Laureano. They go to San
Yeah,
Diego. Um, which I think that's I don't know Ryan O'Hearn. I don't know what he's been eating, but he's actually having a solid season.
I know. Yeah. Well, and speaking of that kind of thing, how about Laureano? I mean, Laureano looked like a breakout candidate like 8 years ago and then never did much of anything. And all of a sudden, he's having a monster season. He's having the season everybody was hoping he would have in like 2019. I mean, I'm with you. What now? What's a little scary about that trade is you're trading two guys that are having the best seasons of their career. Now, the odds of both of them continuing that for the rest of the year are shaky, man, shaky, shaky. But if they do it, it's great ads. I mean, Laureano for crying out loud. I mean, I remember when this guy debuted. His first full season was 2019, and he had 24 home runs, 67 RBIs. He stole 13 bases, had an OPS of 860. His highest OPS for the next until 2023 was 760, and that was in only 88 games. So his career OPS is 765. He's an interesting guy, man. I don't know if they get that guy because he's got speed, he's got pop, he can play decent defense. So I mean, if him and O'Hearn, but again, career years from both of them, and that can really crash and burn. So let's I don't know. What do you think about that one, man? Because I have mixed feelings about it.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of the same with you. I think out of the two guys, I'm more leaning towards more of the Ryan O'Hearn. Just because he could be your designated hitter, and when I'm blanking on the first baseman's name, Cronenworth needs a day off, he could play a great first base. Um, and I you know, I think I like the O'Hearn better just because he could when he's on he could. And I think when he was with Baltimore, he was lost in the shuffle because you had the Gunnar Hendersons, the Rodriguez, uh, Rutschman, and it was more he was kind of lost in the shuffle. But now I think yes, is he still lost in the shuffle in San Diego? Yeah, but now you're part of a winning culture where he's going to play every day. Compared to Baltimore, he really wasn't.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. It really is, and he's having he. It's possible he takes over Cronenworth's job while he's there if he keeps playing like he did in Baltimore. Because Cronenworth isn't having a great season. So, um,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, man. And lefties always win the platoon if it ends up being a platoon because there's so many more righties out there. So yeah, it's gonna. I'm fascinated to see how this pans out for them. I agree. O'Hearn has a more solid track record than Laureano, so I think I'm with you on that. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a bit of a gamble, but I think it could really pay dividends for him. So I don't know. I'm hemming and hawing here because I don't know what I really think about it, but I don't know. I'm gonna just have to see that one play out. But I do like what they did overall. I mean, they did not hold back here. I mean, they really are going for it.
Yeah, and I mean this time, well, no offense to the last time they made these big trades, but these players are phenomenal. Like they're still in their prime. It reminds me of that fire sale they did when AJ Preller first became like the general manager. It was one of the first years where they
Yeah.
traded guys who weren't good anymore, like Justin Upton, Matt Kemp. They did have Kimbrel in that. They got like James
Yes.
Shields or so like, but these were guys who are falling off. These are guys who are still making a name for themselves.
Absolutely, man. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, they and just the fact that they got a Mason Miller in his freaking. I mean, not even his prime. Maybe like. I mean, he's so young. He's still only 25 years old. Like they got him in his
Yeah,
pre-prime. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Still on his
like
rookie contract
that's a
too.
heck of an ad. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's a huge deal, man. That's I'm really fascinated by what they did. Um Preller's a fascinating general manager. I mean, talk about a guy who loves to swing deals, I mean, I don't know what they have left in their farm system after all this, but for this season, who cares?
Yeah, as long as as long as they get it. I know you said it earlier. I'm gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if they're even a world. They're in the World Series.
No, me either. Me either. It would not. They're one of the teams that I would put on the list of not surprising if they get there. Absolutely.
Yeah, which I would love because if they win, it'll be the first one in history.
Yes, there is. Yeah, that's right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
So yeah,
Oh, by the way, I got to mention this real quick because the O'Hearn and Laureano trade, the other end of it, the end that Baltimore got back in return, is one of the all-time greatest name trades ever. Now, there's three guys that just have relatively normal names, but the other three, Boston Bateman, Brandon Butterworth, and Cobb Hightower. I mean, let's go. I don't know if they can play, but boy, their names look good on a uniform.
yeah. Oh, that's why I miss wacky names. I miss those.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, I mean, Baltimore is filled with them now. Their farm system, anyway. I love it.
Yeah. Right. Oh, that's awesome. Uh, okay. So next on our list, we have. Oh, I am sorry. I shouldn't have moved. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, no worries, no worries. That's awesome. It sounded like a shelf of stuff was falling on your head. I'm just glad you're okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm okay. I forgot personal. We're making our downstairs my bedroom, so we were cleaning, and that's what fell. Uh,
Right
so
on, right on. I love it. I love it. Nice, nice.
um,
Oh, that's great.
okay. So we're gonna talk about a friend of ours, team Craig.
Aha.
I know he's ecstatic. I say that as sarcastically. New York Yankees. On paper, this sounded great, but we'll just go over it. They got the
Mhm.
closer from the New York Yankees, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Dednar. They got Bird uh, from Colorado.
Yep.
They got Jose Cabanero from Tampa Bay, and they got Duval from the San
Camilo Duvall.
Francisco. Yeah, from the San Francisco Giants. Now,
And I'll
on
just say
paper,
real quick that we'd already talked about the Ryan McMahon and Ahmed Rosario's ads in our last pod, so we won't get into that this time, right?
yeah, but yeah, they did.
Cool.
Those two also got made. Trades were made.
Very active
Um,
deadline for the Yankees. Very active.
yeah. Uh, well, if we're going by Thursday, filled the holes they needed to fill. They
Yep,
needed
yep.
bullpen help. They have like five closers now, which I'm guessing their plan is
Wild.
to, yeah, they have the starting pitcher and going at least 3 innings.
Yeah.
That might be the that might be their plan. Uh, Caballero,
That's great.
um, great defender and also just steals base. Kind of reminds me of a Jose Siri, just great defensive. And if you get on
Yep.
base, he's gonna steal, but terrible at bat. Um,
Perfect
so
comparison.
yeah, so on paper, these things were good when they've
Yes. They looked really good. I thought they were pretty darn good actually, yeah.
yeah
But
yeah. The but is they got swept by the Miami Marlins in the first game. These guys gave up like a ridiculous amount of runs in total.
I mean, it was those three guys led to specifically the three Bird, Bednar, and the other guy, Camilo Duvall, gave up a 9 run lead.
Yeah,
Or I mean, gave up like almost 9 runs. It was insane, including a 2 run lead in the 10th inning
yeah,
or the 11th in extra innings.
yeah. Which wow. Um, I think the only ones I was really excited for was Bednar and Duval because they've have years of success. I didn't
No
realize
doubt.
it was good. I didn't realize though it was gonna be this bad. Um,
That's I don't think I listen. I think these are going to be good ads in the long run. I do, but boy, it did not work out this weekend at all. Just brutally bad.
yeah,
And
and
Bird is a wild card, man. I didn't think much of that ad other than high upside because he's got good strikeout numbers, but he's got terrible ERA and WHIP. So I didn't think a whole lot of that. And that dude gave up 4 runs in his first shot. So we'll see how that pans out in the long run.
yeah, um, I think that's just why they trade him because he's an innings eater. He strikes out a lot of guys. Um, I mean, I get, yeah, he came from Colorado, but I don't know. That didn't really look good. Um, I was hearing you and Craig when you guys did your trade deadline recap that um you know that he was excited about this, but I don't know. I think this to me, this is just a move to be like, hey, we had to add in the off season, but we just did this now. And I believe, my opinion, I could be wrong. I think Weaver and Williams are leaving because all three of these guys have club control for the next 2 years.
That's an interesting theory, man, and you might be right there. You might be right. I don't know that. I think Devin Williams is almost definitely out. He hasn't had the season anybody wanted. He's been a lot better since the opening month or two, but he's clearly one of those guys that isn't as good in New York as he is elsewhere. So I think he's gonna get the heck out of there when the getting's good. Weaver, who knows? He's a what a career turnaround. We talked about earlier guys who change their from starter to reliever or vice versa, and he is one of the most successful I've ever seen that at doing that. I mean, he was a mediocre at best, and that's being kind as a starter. I mean, he was pretty bad. He was just downright bad,
Hmm.
actually. You know, he, even at Even after two great seasons in the bullpen with the Yankees, his career ERA is still 4.74 for crying out loud. So he was awful before he became a reliever, and he's been great as a reliever. So he's going to cash in big time. Whether the Yankees want to pay that or not after these trades, I agree with your assessment. It's probably less likely.
Yeah. Um, I don't know.
But
I
Williams is
just
out of there.
yeah. I don't know. I just feel like because it just felt weird that they traded for three guys who have club control for the next uh 2 years or so, and it just and then like you go back and look at it like okay, the other two people who are closers are free agents. So like I don't know. I feel like that's what they're trying to do, so they don't spend too much money. Um, but yeah, that Yankee team is just oof. They're terrible.
I was stunned at that. I mean, getting swept by the Marlins was brutal. I cannot believe that the Red Sox are a game and a half above the Yankees right now. I cannot believe it.
Yeah,
The Blue Jays don't surprise me as much. I think that I mean that doesn't it surprises me that they're as good as they are, but it doesn't surprise me as much that they're ahead of the Yankees. But the Red Sox really surprise me.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I think you like them. Maybe you like them better than me going in. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It just I thought they'd be decent, but not this good.
yeah. I agree. Um, I knew Boston like they were missing a couple pieces here and there, but yeah, I agree. I wasn't expecting them to be this good. Um, and just how this I don't know, the Yankees like they make too many mistakes. I don't understand. I'm actually kind of the pissed, not even as a Yankee fan, just a baseball fan, how the guy who you traded Jazz Chisholm for hit two home runs against you.
Oh,
So
oh,
that that
how
that
about
that
that?
that makes it kind of, and he's a great young player. I don't know why the hell you decided to make that move. Like this guy's been phenomenal since Miami, with Miami, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care if you know someone disagrees with me. Jazz is overrated. I hate him. He's not. Dude shouldn't be near a mic for the rest of his life. Just he's
Ah, that's
so
awesome.
overrated. He's overrated. You're not telling
That
me
is
that.
that's
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you're not telling me that if that guy dropped the ball, you're easily making it to second base. You were not even halfway to second base. So just shut up. And also Boone, I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, well, Boone holds everyone accountable." You're putting Jazz Chisholm to down in the clubhouse where no one can see him, but then live on camera where the camera can see you, you're gonna rat out your first base coach? What the hell? The first base coach is not running for Jazz Chisholm.
yeah, man. No,
Like
that
like
was a low class move. I have to agree. I like
like
Jazz more
what?
as a player than you do, but that was low class.
Yeah, like what? Like what's the first baseman? What's the first base coach supposed to do? Jazz is already there. He caught
Right.
the ball. The only thing I could say is run. I can't. He can't go in there and grab Jazz and put him back on first base. Like
I'm with you, man.
there's
I'm with you. You go, please.
no. I was say there's only so much he could do. So why are you getting mad at him? And then to say, oh, I'm not going to bench your guy for a mistake. Really? Because I'm just going to say it. The other two managers, they didn't care how big the guy was. I remember to this day, Cano just jogged on a ground ball to second base. What did Joe Girardi do? Hey, you jogged? Okay, you're out. You're benched.
Yeah,
That's
no, I'm with you
and
100%, man. Oh,
you can't tell me you're not going to bench a player because of a small thing. No, this has been going on for a while.
I'm with you, my man. I'm with you. It's hard. It's hard. I don't know anybody that wants to really defend Jazz on that one except Aaron Boone.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but yeah, those are the moves the Yankees made. Um, uh,
Fascinating, man, and it's a trip because, ooh, yeah, they look good on paper, and then they just opening weekend looked like a disaster. But I do think they'll be a lot better in the long run, except for Jake Bird. Jake Bird has a career WHIP of 1.5. You can't Colorado can't explain that away. That's just awful.
yeah, no, yeah, I agree with that. Um, okay, what do we else do we have? Okay, we got like three more teams, but we could make this work and then talk about the little moves. Um, Seattle got Daniel Suarez, the third baseman. Um, really love that move because they're also in. They're gonna try to go for it all. They have a great pitching staff, and adding him, and obviously they added Josh Naylor to first, along with Cal Riley and Julio Rodriguez, J.P. Crawford. I'll throw out there. Randy Rosarena. I think this club is dangerous.
They listen. They improved their offense, I think, more than any other team at the trade deadline, and I pretty handily. Um, that's a huge two ads. I mean, you had to if you get in a normal full season from those two guys, you're getting 200 RBIs. That's
Yeah,
massive add to any team, especially a team that didn't have a great offense in the Mariners. So that is just huge. Um, did you see, by the way, Julio Rodriguez became the first player in Major League Baseball history to go 2020 in his first, I think, 5 seasons?
yes, I did, and that's insane. I knew he was gonna be something big, but now you now he's doing this. It's very interesting. It's fascinating, I should say.
For sure. Oh, and it was 4 seasons, sorry, but still incredible. And he's one of those guys that he's a notorious slow starter. So he's batting 200 at the end of May every year it seems, but then now he's batting 252 with 20 home runs and 59 RBIs. And if you're gonna have either a slow starter or a slow finisher, I'll take a slow starter every time.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll 100% agree with you. And then
Yeah, they're a really interesting team. Really interesting team.
oh yeah, for sure. And like I mentioned, the starting pitching is phenomenal.
Yeah, man. No, they're a scary team, man. I watch out Astros.
Yes, which that's yeah. They'll definitely make the Astros run for their money, especially since they got swept. Astros did by the Red Sox.
Yeah,
I think
man, that's huge because I mean, the Mariners all of a sudden are only 2.5 games out.
yeah, I could see them taking them down. And if Houston doesn't um uh get their stuff together, I can honestly see Seattle winning this division.
I'm with you. I'm going to pick them to win now. That's another like San Diego. That's another second place team. I'm going to pick to win right now. Win their division.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. Seattle is a very good team, and I like I said, I love to see it too because that's another team that hasn't won a World Series in their existence.
No doubt. They're a fun one to watch. And let's just I want to just mention Brian Wu real quick, man. I mean, give it up for Wu. I mean, this guy, like, he's a little younger than the Phil's Christopher Sanchez, but this guy is slowly, not slowly, but very quickly, I should say, is establishing himself as ace caliber starting pitcher. I mean, he's got a whip under one in his first 2 full seasons as a starter, and he's just tearing it up, man, tearing it up. Brian
Yeah,
Wu,
him. Yeah, I like him. I also like Gilbert. Right? Yeah, Gilbert from
me
Seattle.
too.
Those guys are just gonna be ex- spectacular starting pitchers when it's all said and done. And yeah, this I really love this Seattle Mariners team. They're good. They're when the playoff time comes and the world's watching, oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I hope they come back and win that division, and I can't wait to see them as they keep moving forward. Plus, they have the ever present Luis Castillo, who's just a fascinatingly volatile fellow, but always comes in with good stats at the end of the year. So yeah, that's a nice top three. That's a good playoff rotation.
Yeah, I'll take it. For I'm trying to think
Yeah,
of the AL, like all the AL contenders. I would take those three over anybody in the AL.
I'd have to think about that some, but man, I like it a lot. I'll say that. I'd have to. I don't have everybody's top three in my head well enough to say, but I mean, I can't
I
make a
got,
case against it off the top of my head for sure.
I mean, I got a couple in my head. Like for instance, like the Tigers. We mentioned those
Oh,
three,
say that
and then,
again, Jordan. You cut out for a second on my end.
oh, I'm sorry. I was saying like the Tigers, like compared to the Seattle three, I think would be what Schoolbowl, Flaherty, Paddock, or Mize even.
Yeah, and
I would
Scooball's
take.
so good, you got to give them a little bit of credit there. But Flaherty's, so up and down. I mean, his ERA is above 4 now after having a pretty good start to the season. So, um, yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. Um, Even Houston, I would take Seattle's three. Maybe same thing. Give Houston maybe a little bit of advantage because I think game one will be Framer Valdez, who's a good pitcher, but the two guys behind him I don't think are any good. Yankees again, Freed compared to the other two. Yeah, it's very interesting.
That's a really interesting call, man. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Huh.
So
Man,
yeah,
yeah, they're a sneaky team, and their offense got a lot better at the trade deadline, like we said. So fascinating team.
yep, yep. And then that's another GM that always loves to make trades. Jerry DePoto.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Uh, all right. So we'll just stick in the same division. Even though I know Al, you're not a big fan of them. The Houston Astros made a couple moves. Carlos Correa is going back, which I did not expect that at all. And they also got Jesus Sanchez from the Miami Marlins. So that was an interesting one. I know they were looking for a lefty bat.
I like
They
that
got him.
move probably more than Correa. Actually, I mean he's an interesting guy with some pop. Um, Correa basically Minnesota paid Houston to take him.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
paid a third
Uh,
of his salary. That tells you how far he's fallen as a player over the last 5 years. Um, and listen, he's a solid player. I don't know how good he's going to be at defense, having to switch positions and play third base, but still a good defender. But his offense, he's barely league average anymore. His OPS at the time of the trade was 704. I'm not sure if it's changed much in over the weekend, but not a big fan of that ad, but I'm not a huge fan of their trade deadline in general, but I do like the Sanchez ad a little more than some. So I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
right, right. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I don't know. I think the Correa move, like you said, yeah, he's struggling, but I also think it was more of a shocker to me because I didn't think it was going to happen. Since you said they're eating a large portion of that
Yeah, me too.
contract, you know, yeah, they're eating a
That's a
large
great
portion of that.
point, and they had to get it done.
Yeah, but also they are getting some pieces back from injury. I know McCullers is supposed to be coming back. Jordan Alvarez, he's supposed to be coming back. So, oh, they
Yeah, man.
were
Can you
getting,
hear me?
yeah,
Shoot. Listeners, if you can hear me, I apologize. We're having some kind of connection problem.
Hi. Sorry about that, folks. We're having some technical difficulties with this app that we're using. Um, it kicked off me and Al twice. Um, so we're waiting for Al. Just bear with us for a moment. I don't know. This app is just sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't.
Hey,
Uh,
man.
there we go. Now we got Al back. Uh, so I was just telling people that we just got disconnected because it also just restarted. As soon as I joined, it just hit started recording. So
Oh, right
um,
on. Okay, cool. Well, we're back and I'm ready. Let's rumble.
yeah, okay. So before we got cut off, I was saying that the Astros, yes, even though their trade deadline was not good, they're also getting some key pieces back to be a contender. Lance McCullers Jr. is supposed to be coming back, and I
Yes.
know Jordan Alvarez is also be coming back. Which when that dude's
Huge.
on, he's scary.
Huge, huge. I've stopped picking him to be the MVP, but I was picking him to be the MVP for a couple years in a row, even as a DH, because I thought if he ever played a full season, he was going to put up 45 to 55 home runs and well over 100 RBIs, but he just can't stay healthy, so I'm done doing it. But great player when he's out when he's right.
You're right. Which I agree with that. So yeah, Houston, but right now it's not. I mean, Correa does look good at third. I don't know. He made a couple plays, which you would think he played third base his whole life. Um,
Yeah,
it was
that's good. That's huge for them, and it doesn't surprise me. He's a very good defender, so his ability to adapt isn't too surprising. And listen, if they get the better part of Correa, because I mean, he still has some in him. I mean, he had a good year last year when he was healthy, which again is a big issue for him too. But it's possible this trade is a lot better than how I'm making it sound, especially since they didn't have to pay more than 2/3 of that contract.
right. Yeah, I agree. Um, okay, so we had that. Who else do I want to talk about? Because oh my god, the next door neighbor of the New York Yankees, the New York Mets.
Oh boy,
Wow, that's all
they
I'm gonna.
got woo, holy moly!
Yeah, so let's take a look. They got well, probably Al's favorite just because the way how he pitches. Tyler Rogers,
You corrected in your assessment, my friend.
um, Ryan Helsley,
Another great ad.
um, who else did they add? Oh, and Cedric Mullins.
Yes, yes.
I'm trying to see. Did they add
And
anybody?
Gregory Soto, who I don't think that's going to work out real well for them. We'll see. And maybe their pitching lab can get him right, but he's been very spotty his whole. I mean, he was with the Phils, which is why I know how dangerous it is to trot Gregory Soto out there in any time that matters. But his career ERA is 4.21. His career WHIP is 1.42. That is not something you should be trumpeting as he arrives in your clubhouse.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Um,
the other three ads are very the other two reliever ads are great, and Cedric Mullins is a worthy gamble.
yeah, yeah. Just because he's in his 30s. I think early 30s, but because I live in Connecticut, so we get three different stations. We get
Oh,
the
cool.
Yes Network, we get the Boston Red Sox Network, NESN, and we also get the Mets, SNY. So we get all
Hmm.
three of those guys. And I'm looking at it. Why don't the Mets bring back an old school timey lineup? I would, because I've always seen like they're batting Mullins like fifth or sixth, like in the middle of the lineup.
It's
If I'm
weird.
if I'm doing this, because for I want to say at least a couple months, Soto's been batting third. Why not just do Mullins first, Lindor second, and then Soto third? Because Mullins has speed.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Even at his early 30s age, well, he's exactly 30. He still has 15 steals already this season. So yeah, I'm with you. I like the old school kind of approach, and that would put some nice speed in front of Soto for RBIs. So I'm with you.
Yeah,
The
and
only problem, the only problem I will say with that is the dude's batting 229. So I can see their hesitation of putting that at the front of the order. But I still like the idea to see if it works.
yeah, I mean it can't hurt because once you have that, then you have what your 3-4. Nimmo's okay, but your 3-4, which is Soto and Alonso, will get plenty of good opportunities to score in some runs.
Yeah. No, I listen. I like the old school method of speed guys up top, a guy that can put the ball anywhere at the number two, and your best hitter at number three, and a big RBI guy at number four. I love that personally, but I understand the whole on base percentage approach of now. But yeah, I wouldn't argue with your idea much at all.
Right. And then that bullpen, I have to say, probably to me, could be an overstatement. Um, has to be like the second best bullpen in the league. Taylor Rogers is having a phenomenal year. Um, Ryan Helsley is, well, we all know Ryan Helsley, and then Diaz to close it out. That's a scary 7, 8, 9.
It is. It's a heck of a bullpen. I'd have to think about it an awful lot to see where I would rank them. The only bullpen I'm convinced I know the ranking is San Diego at number one. Beyond that, I'd have to think about it pretty hard. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Rogers, and Helsley was a guy who we talked about it on our preview that I was really high on for the Phillies because I didn't think there was a chance in the world they'd get Duran. You know, I didn't think that was going to happen with all the years of control. I didn't think they'd be able to get him for the price they got him for. But yeah, the and Diaz becoming Diaz again over the last couple seasons after that one just awful year is huge for them. So yeah, I mean I don't know where I'd rank them, but it's not a bullpen I look forward to facing. That's for sure. Put it that way.
No, not at all. So they've approved, even though they are struggling, but I think when it's all said and done, they'll be once they figure everything together, they'll be a tough team in the playoffs.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, it's they are one of like five teams that has a legit chance to make the World Series in the NL. It's an open field. It really is.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah, because I would legitimately give. I mean, the Mets and the Phils, the Brewers and the Cubs, and the Dodgers and the Padres. That's six teams that I wouldn't be surprised if any of them made the World Series.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with that statement.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, I don't know how I'll feel about that a month or two from now. You know what I mean? But or a month from now. But right now, that's how it feels.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Love it. Love it. All right, what else do we
Um,
have to cover?
well, I mean, there's some small moves. We don't have to talk about them. I guess I could just go over them. If you want to talk about them, you could. Um, they
Okay.
the Texas Rangers, they made moves. Merrill Kelly, and the dude from the Twins. I'm Columbi. Have you ever pronounced that name?
Colombe, yeah, I'm Colombe. Yeah, very good reliever. However you say his name, yes, very good reliever. Kelly's having one of the better seasons of his career, so if that continues, that's a solid ad for them. But you never know with guys having near career years. And Phil Matan, also a very good bullpen ad. So
Oh
they improved their
yes,
bullpen by quite a bit with those two ads.
yeah, I agree. Also, Kelly, that's also yeah, like you said, that's a great move, especially if when Degrom and Evaldi, how they're pitching.
Absolutely,
Oof,
absolutely.
that's and they, I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak in for a last wild card spot. I would
And they've
not
been
be surprised.
and they're one of the hottest teams in baseball over the last month and a half or so. And I mean, just the fact that they have a healthy Jacob DeGrom. I mean, when's the last time you heard that? He hasn't
Well,
made
which
over
is
15 starts since 2019, and until this year, and he's already at 22 starts. And he's still the great DeGrom. Like he's not a lesser version of himself at 20 or 37 years old. He's great.
yeah, no, he's doing phenomenal.
I'm so happy about. I mean, it's just so nice to see a guy like that that's just struggled with injury after injury after injury after injury, and he's back. It's cool to see.
Yeah, the probably a sneaky Cy Young Award winner.
Agreed, absolutely. I mean, he very well could. He's not. He's going to have to do a lot to catch Tariq Skubal, but he's in the discussion, which I can't believe we're saying, and I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah, no, I am too. I love Degrom. I'm so happy he's back.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Okay, so the Rangers did those. Let's see who else. Who else? Willie Castro goes to the Cubs. Interesting move right there.
solid
Um,
depth guy and bench slash movable starter guy. It's a solid ad. You're not going to hurt your team by adding Willie Castro at all. Love it.
no, especially the way how the Cubs are playing. Oh, forget about it.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
um, which by the way, for them, great trade. Not so much for the Mets. And I'm talking about Pete Crow Armstrong. That guy's insane.
Oh my goodness, man. What happened? That's wild. I mean, that guy is having one heck of a year. One heck of a year.
I agree. Yes. Red Sox added Dustin May and Steven Matz. Those two moves are interesting. Um, uh,
Yeah, not big needle movers.
yeah. But I guess maybe you could even use one of the no Matz. You could use because he's been in the bullpen with the Cardinals as a long reliever. So guys struggling, take him out, and he could give you a solid, you know, 3-4 innings out of the bullpen. So
No
that
doubt.
I
And
mean,
he's having one of the better years of his career. And he's a lefty, which is always more valuable than a righty. So yeah, it's a worthy ad. Dustin May's an interesting guy. He's been one of those guys you're like, oh man, if he could just stay healthy, if he could just stay healthy, and he stayed healthy this year and he hasn't been good.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
But he's only $2 million. And that's for a guy who's been a good starter in the past. That is dirt cheap. So I understand the minor gamble on that move.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, because I don't think he even hit free agency yet. So I think he's still on his rookie contract. Um,
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah,
correct.
yeah. I'm not
Uh,
100% on that, but yeah, it's a even if it's just a rental, it's still a worthy gamble because he's been way better than he has been this year for his career when he's been healthy, and if you got to assume that he's going to come back to that somewhat. So I don't love what they did, but it's not the moves that they did make are okay.
yeah, I agree.
It just didn't do much.
Yeah, like it's not gonna jump off the page.
For sure. For sure. Perfect.
Um, Padres have made another one. Nestor Cortez goes to San Diego.
Oh, I love Nestor. He's just
uh,
fun.
yeah, that little wiggle he does, which
Oh,
Johnny Cueto also did that as well.
man, and he'll just do things like just freeze for like 4 seconds out of nowhere, and then quick pitch the next one, and yeah, he's priceless.
Yeah. So I mean, good pitching ads for San Diego. Miguel Andujar goes to the Reds, which I thought that was fascinating since they added Cabrian Hayes. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess because he could also play the outfield, so he could play for third and left or right. So maybe that's how they think they're gonna use him and get some depth out of him. I mean,
yeah,
not a
and
bad play. Oh, go ahead.
he's a much better offensive force than Hayes. So maybe it's one of those things where he starts the game at third, and then Hayes comes in to close it out as a better defender. I don't know. It's an interesting. I agree with you. That's very interesting.
Yeah, no, it's I didn't get that one once that move was made. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Um,
Yeah, yeah. They're like, hey, let's mix these two together and make one decent third baseman.
yeah, I mean, it's not because I like Andujar. He just got lost in the shuffle with the New York Yankees. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he's not that bad of a player.
No, man. No, and his OPS is 150 points higher than Brian Hayes. So the two of them together equal one decent third baseman.
Yeah. Um, Hauser goes from the White Sox to the Rays. So the Rays making moves. They get a good, decent pitcher um, to their already stacked team.
They're fascinating because they did a typical Rays thing where they got some guys that are going to help them down the stretch in the majors, and they also traded some starters, some major league players for future prospects. A very Raysian trade deadline. They got the pitcher you just mentioned, Adrian Hauser, right? Do I have the name correct?
Yes.
Yeah, but they also traded Zach Littell.
Yeah.
And Zach Littell has an ERA in the mid threes and a WHIP of 1.1. So while Hauser's having one of the best years of his career, they got rid of a guy for prospects who's been better in his career than Hauser. So it's a fascinatingly odd set of moves. But I am never going to critique the Rays too much because somehow they always come up smelling like roses with guys you never heard of, and then all of a sudden they get three starters for the next 5 years out of a trade deadline. So I'm just
Yeah.
assuming they got somebody we're going to hear about in the next couple of years during this deadline.
Oh, and they also got that Griffin Jacks.
There you go, and that's another one that'll help him this year for sure. He was one of the more interesting relief pitchers out there for sure, and one of the half the team the Twins got rid of.
Yeah. Which I don't know who's left on the Twins. Uh,
Yeah,
Byron Buxton. That's it.
yeah, right. Which and why?
Yeah. I which yeah, that team is insane for the Twins.
Yeah, yeah, they were a once promised. They 3 or 4 years ago, 2, 3 years ago, whatever it was, they were looking really promising, like a team full of hope. And boy, they just crashed and burned and sold everybody off except Buxton and Joe Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I agree. Um, the other Rogers, Taylor Rogers, uh, the brother of Tyler, he got traded to the Cubs. He
Yes,
was actually flipped because he was actually originally going to the Pirates, and then he just got traded to the Cubs.
yeah, that was an interesting move. That was an interesting move,
Yeah.
and I mean, the Rogers brothers are both good pitchers, man. So yeah, I good move for the Cubs. What else did the Cubs do? They had kind of an underwhelming deadline overall, right?
Oh, they also got
Oh, Willie Castro and Andrew
yeah,
Kitteridge.
and they also got Soroka.
Oh, right. Which, if it was 7 years ago, that's a heck of a move.
Yeah, he's fallen down. Which I always hated. I always hate. Sorry, I got a phone call. No, I was saying
No
that
worries.
I hate to see I hate to see a player fall down. So
I know,
Uh,
man. It's a shame. He had that one great year, and ever since then, he's just been at mediocre at best. Injuries. He didn't play for almost 3 seasons. And since he's come back, he's hasn't had an ERA better than 4.74 in any year. So I'd love to see him find himself again. But he's still young, which is crazy. It seems like he should be like in his mid 30s or something, but he's only 27 years old. So maybe there's hope.
yeah, wow, I didn't even know he was that young. Holy cow.
I didn't either. I just looked at it in my head. My eyeballs almost popped out of my head. I was thinking he was at least 30.
Oh, wow, holy, okay. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Didn't know that. Um, the Jays, they also get Verland and France. I forgot to write down the first name, but they go to the Jays. Um, Yastrzemski, Mike Yastrzemski goes to the Kansas City Royals, which that was an interesting move as well. I didn't think the Giants were going to sell.
No, I mean, well, we certainly didn't back when they traded for Devers, but boy, is their season taking a nosedive.
Yeah, yeah. But I like Yastrzemski. He is a great defender in the outfield, and he even hits well too. So he's a really good player. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's not what he was though. I mean, he hasn't had an OPS over 700 for 2 years. So, but
Right.
yeah, maybe he finds something again. And you're right, he is a very good defender. So I'm not gonna. I'm a fan.
Well,
So I hope he gives him a little more than he did the Giants the last 2 or 3 seasons. But
yeah,
yeah, what I'll say about the Royals deadline is it's a typical um, low budget meh kind of trade
yeah,
deadline.
yeah. I think they're just gonna probably maybe shoot for next year, because this season hasn't been good.
No, no. The only reason they're even in any kind of like discussion at all is because the Tigers have had such a bad 2 months, and they're still
Right.
8.5 games out. Having said that,
Which is insane.
I know, man. I know it's wild. It's wild. Like literally, the Tigers have been one game over 500 for 2 months, and the Guardians and the Royals couldn't get closer than 8 and 8.5 games.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, but Yastrzemski, I was gonna say, did you see that play he made on I want to say last Wednesday?
No,
Oh my God! Whenever you get a chance, look this up. But he made a play. I forgot who they were playing, but he like literally jumps, like kind of like he jumps, but like his back is facing down, and into the stands, and he made the play.
I just found it. I'm going to try and watch it while we're talking. But yeah, wow. Now he's a heck of a fielder, like you said. So I'm a fan. Here it
No,
is. I found it.
yeah, I am too. Especially since I don't think
Oh, you
right.
weren't kidding, my man. I mean, that was a full vault right over the wall.
Yeah, that's if you guys, if for the listeners out there, whoever want to go look it up, just look at this. Is a fantastic play.
Man, he just literally vaulted the mini wall in right field. Thank goodness for that net that was there to break his fall a little bit.
Yeah,
Wow, what a play! Yeah, that's no joke, man. You did not exaggerate that even a little bit. That's incredible.
no, it was a phenomenal play. I think I was out of my seat when I when I did that play. When I did that,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's good stuff.
and then the last trade that happened again, very minor, but it happened. Shelby Miller and
Mm.
Jordan Montgomery go to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, and Shelby is one of those guys that's been so up and down his career. He's like got to be 35 at least. How old is Shelby now? Let me find it. 34. I was close. And he's having one of the best years of his career. His ERA is 198 for crying out loud. But last year it was 4.53. So and he was a starter for he was a highly touted prospect. I mean, everybody thought the world of him when he came up and he never quite panned out. But he's reinvented himself as a reliever, and he's having a heck of a year. So maybe he'll, if he can keep that going, I mean, he's going to help any team with those numbers. But I wouldn't bet on it. And who was the other guy? I already
Uh,
forgot.
Jordan Montgomery.
Thank you. Let me just pull his numbers up real quick because Jordan's
Uh,
another one of those guys who's had a very up and down career.
he hasn't played this year. He has Tommy John.
Oh, so they're doing a Bieber with him.
Yeah. Although, yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to see
So
if he's like where he is in his return because Jordan, I mean Bieber is right there. Like he's going to make a start in the pros in the next couple weeks. Um, he's right ready to come back. I don't know where Montgomery is.
I don't
Oh, this
think
is
he.
for he's out.
Oh, go
This
ahead.
is saying he's out for the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he had Tommy John in spring training.
What in the world is? I mean, obviously he's got some time left on his contract, or you don't make this trade. But what a weird move.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just thought it was very, very weird.
Yeah, now I understand 100% where you were coming from, and that's strange.
hmm
Fascinating. Yeah, that's not going to help him at all this year. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah,
Not a
very,
Bieber
very much,
move.
very much so.
Wow. Yeah. Mystifying. Yeah,
Uh,
Milwaukee and the Cubs had very underwhelming trade deadlines, and so maybe they fall a little behind in the six I was mentioning as World Series contenders in my mind because of it. But they're still both good teams and in the mix. So, but they didn't help themselves, especially Milwaukee, a whole lot at the trade deadline.
yeah, I agree. It's didn't add much to help them out, but I mean, they are both a great team. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept scratching and clawing.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I won't discount them, but I won't give either of them a bump for anything they did at the deadline.
Yep, right on. Yeah. Uh, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for this one. Because I do know you gotta skedaddle and get on out of here.
Perfect timing, my man. And we did what we needed to do, so I don't feel like we rushed it at all. And I always love talking baseball with you, and the trade deadline is just so much fun to talk about. It'll be fun to revisit it a little bit when we hit playoff time and see what moves actually made the impact we thought and what didn't.
Yeah, I agree with that. Whenever we do a playoff podcast, I think we will be talking about some of these moves. But yeah, thank you once again for joining me. It's a lot of fun, always when you're on, and yeah, we'll have to do this again sometime.
Absolutely. You know I'm always in with you whenever. And let's, if you don't mind, let's just promo our buddy Craig's
hmm
stuff real quick because my pod is on hold, so we can hold off on that for a little bit. And I always appreciate you talking about it. But Craig does his reactions on Perks Recap on YouTube, and also his pod with me, Perks Recap podcast. So if you like baseball, guitar, and/or football, check out the podcast we do. And if you like reactions, check out his reaction channel. It's my favorite of all reaction channels out there, and I love reactions.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, like you said, if you guys are music fans, Craig and Al did a top 10 guitarists as a two-part, I believe.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, go check that out. They also did their own version of the a trade recap, which I couldn't make personal issues, but and then pretty soon they'll be doing football because football season is already in the works.
It's right around the corner, man. And we were just talking about it at the end of the trade recap pod we did on Friday. And yeah, we are about to ramp up with our season preview coming soon. And so with some special guests, too. Your dad, one of them, I hear, which I love.
Oh wow! So it'll be like a four-person
Well, I think
podcast.
what we're going to do is have one on Ty is the other one. I don't know if you know Ty, but Craig's friend Ty. And I think we're going to have one with your dad and one with Ty as separate pods and get their predictions after Craig and I do our own also. So we won't just have a big giant cluster, at the same time.
Yes. That's awesome. So I like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it'll be fun, and I can't wait to meet your dad on the phone. You know,
yeah, no, he's I mean, I'll say this about my dad. I love him so because and he is quiet, but he's one of those guys that he'll know his stuff. And I'm not just saying that he does actually know his stuff.
well, listen, if the what's that saying? The whatever doesn't fall far from the tree. Um,
Yep.
if that's the case, then I guarantee he does because you certainly know your stuff, my man. And if the same family tree, I'm in.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
All right. Well, um, let's sign off because I know you gotta get going. And thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, we'll definitely do this again. Oh, also on this channel, I don't know when, but I'll have to talk to Al and Craig about it. The top 10 teams are coming. That podcast is coming soon. We just got to get together and figure out when we have to do it. But that will be coming soon, as long as a bunch of other top 10s that we love to do. I think I got a whole page written down, so we're all set for who knows when.
I love it. Can't wait. You know I love that stuff, and I've already been thinking about the best teams of all time. So that's great.
Yeah, so, well, that's awesome because I already have mine written down. We just need to get the podcast going.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's coming, and yeah. Other than that, like I said, we go check out Craig's channel. Always check mine. Every Monday. We'll do, and you know what? Yeah, I know he said we'll put on hold, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Go check out Al's pod. Uh, Soul TV is the YouTube channel. Bring Them Out is the podcast. If you need a bunch of laughs, please go check it out. There's a lot of fun they do. And the Sunnybrook Ballroom podcast. That's what I wanted to say.
I appreciate that very much, my man, and my buddy Joel definitely appreciates that. He is in the midst, by the way. Since you brought it up, I'll say this: he is in the midst of his Summer Fest 2025, 6 years in a row of putting on a comedy and now slash music festival in the Pottstown area, and it is something to behold. I was up there Saturday night. There were three different comics doing three different shows on one night.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he's doing some heavy stuff. Chris Hardwick is there 2 weekends from now, who's a big name. One of my favorite comedians of all time, Eddie Pepitone, is there this Friday the 8th, and I am not going to miss it. If I have to drag my sore body parts there, I will watch it from a stretcher. So, yeah, my man Joel delivers in his Summerfest, man. And so if you're anywhere near the Pottstown, PA area through the month of August, just check it out because there's something incredible going on almost every night of every weekend, including Thursdays.
Oh, awesome. That's so cool. I still gotta make a trip up there. I'll plan one sometime during this Summerfest.
Well, like I told you, you got the VIP treatment anytime it works for you,
Yeah, awesome.
my man.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us. Al, once again, thank you for joining me. Always appreciate it. Uh, and other than that, I'm gonna sign off, and I will see you all in the next one.